Hey guys, tonight's video is about simplifying fractions, like I say right up here. Simplifying fractions just means that it's the same value but smaller numbers. It's a lot easier to work with smaller numbers and smaller fractions than really big fractions. For instance, if we had one more student and I said that 12/24ths of the class hadn't done their flip video, which I hope never happens. It's easier to say 1/2 than 12/24ths because it's just a little bit smaller. So we're going to work on how to break those down. And the way to break that down is by using the greatest common factor, which was yesterday's video. So on my bookshelf right here, I have on just this shelf right here, I have about 35, or I have exactly 35 books. And of those 35 books, 14 of them are about teaching. This stack right here is about teaching, and this stack here's about teaching, and there's some that you can't quite see. But it would be weird to go up to someone and say, I have 14 35ths of my books are about teaching. I'd want that to get a little bit smaller. So what I would do is I would find the greatest common factor of both the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator. So if you remember from yesterday's video, we have 14, then 35. So we look, do I multiply something with 1 to get 14? Yes. So 1 and 14. And then we do, next I ask myself, can I multiply something with 2 to get 14? And of course I can. It's an even number if we remember our rules. So 2 and 7, because 2 times 7 is 14. Can I multiply something with 3? Well, 1 plus 4 is 5. That's not 3, 6, or 9, so no. Can I multiply something with 4? Nope, because the closest I can get is 12 or 16. Can I multiply something with 5? No, because it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. Can I multiply something with 6? Nope, because I can get 18 or I can get 12. And then 7's already on the board, so my common factors are 1, 2, 7, 14. Now let's move on to the 35. Yes, obviously I can multiply something with 1, that would give me 35. Can I multiply something with 2? Nope, it's not an even number. Multiply something with 3. 3 plus 5 is 8, that's not 3, 6, or 9, so I know I can't put a 3 into it. Can I multiply something with 4? Well, no, because that's an even number, and odd numbers can only have odd factors. 5, yes, because that is a 5, so that would be 5. And 7? 6, nope, 6 even, so I can't put in there. 7 is on the board, so we've got 1, 5, 7, and 35. Now let's go look for matches. We've got a 1, we've got a 5, doesn't match, 7 matches. So now what we do is we see that our greatest common factor is a 7. So now all we're going to do is we're going to divide. And whatever, we're going to divide the bottom by 7, and whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. And we divide straight across. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So I can say that 2/5 of my books are about teaching, which is a lot easier to kind of visualize than 14 35ths. Now we'll move on to another example. Here we've got 18 30-seconds. I would like that simplified. So you're going to find the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator, and then divide the top and the bottom. Alright, hopefully at this point you have worked through it, so let's find our greatest common factor. 18, 32. 1 times 18 will give me 18. It is an even number, so I can pull a 2 out of that. 2 times 9. I know 3 times 6 will give me 18. 4 will not go into it because that's either I have to get 16 or 20 with 4. 5 will not go into it because it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. Now let's try 32. 1 and 32. 2 will go into it because it is an even number. If I count by 2's, I can do that, or I can divide 32 by 2, which will give me 16. Let's check 3. 3 plus 2 is 5, so I know 3 can't go into that. 4 will go into it. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 cannot go into it because it is not a ending in a 0 or 5. 6 cannot go into it because it would have to be 30 or 36. And 7 can't go into it because 7 doesn't go into that. So then, if I'm looking for my matches, I see we have a 1 match, we have a 2 match, And that appears to be it. So we are going to divide the bottom by 2, and whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 32 divided by 2, if we look down here, we found out that it was 16. So 9/16 is the simplified version of 18 over 32. Now, this one that I want you to simplify and bring back to school is 16/24. That is a obscure fraction, kind of a wild fraction, so simplify that down by finding your grades common factor and then dividing the top and the bottom. And I'll see you tomorrow.